If you've only just gotten to know Blake Monroe in NXT, there's a lot to learn about her past life in wrestling as Mariah May.
I feel like a great chapter has finished, and now I'm ready for the biggest chapter of my life.
It was a pretty big surprise when Blake Monroe debuted in NXT in June 2025, but maybe it shouldn't have been. The first wrestling promotion she worked for was WWE, but not as a wrestler at first. Under her birth name, Mariah Mead, she regularly posted online about being a WWE fan. In 2016, when she was 18, Mead joked about WWE coming to her home city of London for shows just as an excuse to sign her to a contract. Mead finally dipped her toes into the WWE world in 2017 as an influencer, touting WWE shirts and other merch on her Instagram. She also cosplayed as Trish Stratus and modeled for the WWE shop website. In 2018, Mead really tried to make those WWE dreams a reality. She posted videos of her wrestling training and did ring announcing for Hustle Wrestling. By February 2019, Mead made her in-ring debut for Hustle under her eventual ring name of Mariah May, losing to Nina Samuels. A few months later, she appeared at Progress Wrestling's Chapter 89 as a fitness instructor character named Mariah Egan. Mead got a WWE tryout that June in front of coaches including William Regal and Sarah Stock at the WWE UK Performance Center in Enfield. She didn't land a contract then, but she didn't let that stop her. In February 2020, Mead won her first championship in the main event of United Wrestling UK's I Can Do This All Day event.
How does it feel to be the United Wrestling Champion?
I've never been a champion before.
Just a month later, the world shut down, and Mead was forced to put her career on hold for over a year. As the world began to emerge from pandemic lockdowns, Mead got back to work as well. She returned to professional wrestling, working under the name Mariah May again, alongside Zoe Lucas in the tag team The Dream Dolls in June 2021 at TNT Extreme Wrestling. The pair also worked at Revolution Pro Wrestling, where May feuded with Giselle Shaw for the Rev Pro Undisputed Women's Championship. May defended the United Wrestling Championship across other independent promotions and won 2 more titles. She then won the Big League Wrestling Women's Championship at Ultimate Pro Wrestling's 7-year anniversary show in January 2022. With that victory, she held 4 titles simultaneously. In February 2022, May started her first wrestling tour of the United States, starting at a meet and greet in New Jersey that also included Shaw, AJ Lee, Harley Cameron, and more. She made her U.S. in-ring debut at Battleground Championship Wrestling's When Worlds Collide show. She defeated Lady Frost at the historic 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. May also appeared at WrestleCon in April 2022. She had matches in Combat Zone Wrestling, Texas Style Wrestling, and New Texas Pro Wrestling. In the latter, May unsuccessfully challenged for the Women's Championship at the Cowboys from Hell event. Back across the pond, May traveled and wrestled for promotions in Germany and Italy. She attempted to form a tag team with Cameron called Siren's Fury, but the pair never wrestled a match together. May wrestled one of her first stipulation matches of many to come for Sovereign Pro Wrestling. She faced Harley Hudson in a Dreamhouse death match where anything pink was allowed to be used as a weapon. In October 2022, May even traveled to Pakistan for a media tour promoting Ring of Pakistan. May made her debut in Japan for World Wonder Ring Stardom in December 2022. She accompanied Mina Shirakawa and Zaya Brookside to the ring at Dream Queendom 2. Following the match, Shirakawa announced the trio would be known as Club Venus. May and Shirakawa would become linked through the rest of May's time in Stardom and beyond. May made her Stardom in-ring debut at New Blood Premium in March 2023 against Super Strong Stardom Big Machine. May got the win and went on to enter that year's Cinderella tournament. She was eliminated in the second round by Mai Sakurai, who sent her over the top rope. May also competed at All-Star Grand Queendom that April, even joining the English broadcast team for the event. May and Shirakawa also started a tag team, which they called Rose Gold. They challenged the New Eras for the Goddesses of Stardom Championship at Sunshine 2023, winning the titles. It was May's first gold in the promotion.
This is the first time I've ever had like such a high profile match like that, and
May competed in a Last Chance Rumble match and outlasted 18 other women to qualify for the 5-star Grand Prix in 2023. She competed in the blue block and faced her fellow winner of the Rumble match, Hanan, in the final of the tournament. The match would be May's last hurrah in Stardom. That is, until she returned in 2024 for Stardom American Dream to team with Shirakawa and Brookside as Club Venus. They lost to Momo Kogo, Tam Nakano, and Mayu Iwatani. After reportedly pursuing her as a talent for months, AEW announced that May was their newest signee on a November 2023 episode of Dynamite, in a backstage interview with RJ City. From the very start, May described herself as a superfan of timeless Toni Storm. May claimed to have modeled her career after Storm's, following in her footsteps from Japan to AEW. Storm, who was AEW Women's World Champion at the time, was initially unsure of May, but over time took the newcomer under her wing as her understudy. May's in-ring debut in AEW came in a win against Queen Aminata on a January 2024 episode of Dynamite. She took the understudy title seriously, at times aping the various eras of Storm's career. At Revolution that year, she adopted Storm's former rocker persona, wearing her old ring gear and even using her old theme. May also debuted in Ring of Honor, wrestling her first ROH match on the Supercard of Honor pre-show. She defeated Coco. In April 2024 on Dynamite, May won over Anna Jay, but Jay attacked her after the match. Shirakawa made the save for her former tag team partner. The two teased a romantic storyline, but May later revealed that their kiss was unplanned.
We just did it. And the next time around, they were like, hey, can you guys stop kissing?
The romance angle never came to fruition, though it continued to be teased, and it did play into a feud. Shirakawa got a shot at Storm's championship at Forbidden Door that June, leading to a pseudo-love triangle where May was caught between her tag team partner and her mentor. May attempted to remain neutral while the women competed for her affection. Storm ultimately defeated Shirakawa, which did lead to another kiss between all three women. The next big step for May was competing in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. A new twist on that year's tournament was that the winners got shots at the world's titles at the biggest show of the year, All In. Storm seemed supportive of her understudy looking to vie against her for the title, and May walked away with the win, defeating Willow Nightingale in the finals in July. As Storm celebrated with her protege on the stage, May violently turned on her former idol, beating Storm down with her new commemorative belt and a high-heeled shoe. May busted Storm open, bringing the Dynamite broadcast to a bloody end. After a few weeks of build-up, May stole the lead role from Storm at All In her home city of London. May won the Women's World Championship, which wound up being her only gold in the company.
It's just so full circle to think that I started wrestling in the UK.
Following her loss, Storm took a hiatus from AEW, though she'd work in other promotions like CMLL. That left May to rack up successful defenses against Nyla Rose, Yuka Sakazaki, Anna Jay, Nightingale, and Shirakawa. May fractured their friendship as well. She tried to hit Shirakawa with a champagne bottle during a celebration at Full Gear, and the women brawled when Shirakawa was able to avoid the initial attack. Following May's win over Shirakawa, Storm made her first AEW appearance in 4 months. She behaved as though she had some kind of amnesia and thought she was a rookie. She reverted back to her rock star gimmick. A confused May attempted to stay far away from Storm, who felt as though she needed to work her way back up the card. In the midst of that, May retained her title in a Tijuana street fight against Thunder Rosa at World's End. As Storm racked up wins and played up her apparent amnesia, May continued to simply try to stay away from her. Storm won the Casino Gauntlet match at Dynamite Maximum Carnage in January 2025 to earn a championship opportunity against May. A week later, on Collision, Storm took to the ring for a face-to-face with May. After taking a beatdown, Storm revealed that the bout of amnesia had all been an act, the role of a lifetime, as she put it. Storm ripped off her old gear in the middle of the ring and proclaimed herself timeless once again, to the horror of May, who watched from the stage. Storm and May faced off at Grand Slam Australia in February. Unlike All In, this time it was Storm who had the home country crowd behind her. Storm managed to snag the win with a small package, ending May's only AEW Women's World Championship reign at 174 days. May had 7 successful defenses. Of course, May demanded another shot, the rubber match between the two. That rematch, which took on the name The Hollywood Ending, would go on to become a candidate for Match of the Year. It happened at Revolution in March and was a Falls Count Anywhere no disqualification affair. It also turned out to be a gruesome death match, with broken glass and other weapons put to use to draw out buckets of blood. It ended with May taking a Storm Zero on the stage onto a table. After Storm got the pin, the words "The End" appeared on the Tron. The end didn't signify just the finish of May and Storm's blood feud. Whether everyone involved knew it or not at the time, it also was the swan song of May's AEW run. On May 30th, not even 3 months after the big match, May's profile was removed from the AEW roster page. Fans began to speculate when May would show up on WWE programming and whether it would be on the main roster or in NXT. The speculation didn't last long.
I am making my NXT debut in about about 5 hours.
May achieved her lifelong dream of becoming a WWE star, making her first appearance on NXT from the Crow's Nest in the Performance Center on June 3rd. May spoke to the audience and the women in and around the ring, including NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne. She also conspicuously didn't mention her name. On the next edition of NXT, after changing her social media handles, she finally announced that her new ring name was now Blake Monroe, in honor of her niece and in an homage to Marilyn Monroe. She reintroduced herself to fans in a pre-recorded video playing up her glamorous persona with a touch of Sabrina Carpenter. She signed her official contract the following week. After already telling Jayne she was coming after the title, Monroe came to the aid of Jordynne Grace during an attack by Fatal Influence on the July 1st episode of NXT. Monroe and Grace became fast friends, with Monroe attempting to pamper Grace with a spa day in a series of vignettes. Monroe's first televised WWE match came alongside Grace against Fatal Influence at Great American Bash, where Monroe got the pin on Jayne. Given all her success as a heel, it makes perfect sense that Monroe's time as a babyface in NXT was brief. Just a day after she pinned the NXT Women's Champion, Monroe betrayed Grace as the latter vied for the gold against Jayne at Evolution. Grace asked Monroe to accompany her to the ring, but would regret it when Monroe used the championship to hit Grace in the back as Jayne sent her into the ropes. Monroe didn't align with Fatal Influence, but did hand the title back to Jayne. That set up Monroe's first real NXT feud with her former pal, Grace. Monroe cut a promo on Grace that wasn't entirely well received. Some thought it veered into body shaming. Monroe also trolled Grace on social media, so Grace fought back, but Monroe got the upper hand, DDTing Grace onto a chair, which led to Grace having to wear a neck brace for a while. The put-downs and attacks from Monroe led to a match being made between the pair at NXT Heatwave, which happened on the same day as a big show from Monroe's old companies, AEW and STARDOM, Forbidden Door. Despite Monroe's best efforts to get out of the match on the episode before Heatwave, the match went on as planned, with Blake getting the win over Grace after stomping her into an exposed turnbuckle.